Hey everyone, Jim Morotis here, and thanks for joining us for this short little video where I'm really excited to be letting everybody know about a brand new initiative that we're putting out there called the CarePath program. So the CarePath program, this is an initiative that is designed to take the confusion and stress out of accessing home care support services. Now, over the years, myself and my team at Village Local, we continuously produce a lot of high quality educational material to help people navigate their way to accessing the types of support that they need to continue living a life of independence and well-being and continue to stay in their homes, living in their home for as long as possible. We recognize, however, that with providing all that information, there's a large cohort of people across the country, older Australians across the country, that even with all this information, they, for whatever reason, are unable to take action themselves, to follow the steps and navigate their way themselves, even with all our guidance. So if you're finding it, that you are one of those people, and there might be many reasons why you've been unable to access the support and follow the guidance. There's heaps of different reasons. You might not have the confidence, or you might find it confusing and stressful, or you might be doing it on behalf of somebody else and you're receiving challenges or pushback from that as well. Whatever the reason, the CarePath program is designed specifically for people like you. So what it is, specifically speaking, it's going to make it easy for you to access those services, because you're going to have some support by myself, by my team, to hold your hand through the whole journey. It's going to provide you with guidance on the types of products and services that you're eligible for, regardless of if you're a self-funded retiree or a pensioner. You're going to get step-by-step instructions for understanding and documenting and thinking about your current situation, the challenges associated with that, what solutions and desired situation you would like to find yourself in, and then essentially how to get there, right? What supports are available, what government funding's available, how to get approved for those things, how to get assessed, what to do if you find yourself stuck in that process. It's going to really get you out of that other end of it through the process, so that you're going to be on what we call the care path, and approved and accessing not only the types of support that you might be desiring, but also the level and the quantity of support that would help you stay independent and well in your home for as long as you desire. The other key thing that this initiative is designed to do is to really empower you, the consumer who's going through the process, empower you with your full knowledge that's required to advocate for your own consumer rights. There are far too many people accessing support services, tapping into some level of government resource to pay for these things, and the service providers delivering these things aren't being fully forthcoming to let you know what your consumer rights are. This program, the CarePath program, this initiative is just going to step you through exactly what your rights are, and as a result, you're going to have the ability to not only maximize the value you receive from your home care services or support services or any other government initiative you're tapping into, but you're also going to be able to increase the consumer experience, so the quality of that experience that you're going to get as well. So that in a nutshell is what this is going to do. How it's going to work is like this. So we're going to break the program. It's essentially a program. We're going to break it up over 6 weeks. We're going to deliver this, and we've broken up the information and the what I'm going to be stepping you through over that 6 weeks. We've broken up into these particular topics and initiatives and goals over that 6 weeks. So in week 1, we're going to review your current situation and what your desired outcomes are. So that means we're going to take a close look at what your challenges are, what your concerns are, What are those things on a day-to-day basis that might not be as easy as they used to be? What your needs are to solve those challenges, and setting some goals that you'd like your life to look like. And then once we're sort of defined what that looks like, well, then we're going to have a look and review what are the government funded entitlements, offerings, initiatives that you can tap into to achieve that desired outcome, to live the life that you want to live as independently in your home as you want to be. And then we're going to set an action plan to get there. Okay, so that's week one. A lot to do in week one. And as I mentioned, you're going to have somebody, be it myself or somebody from my team, to actually support you through this journey. Okay. Then we go into week two. Week two, what it's really about is getting approved for those types of services that you need. So breaking that down a little bit further, well, we need to prepare to be able to access those. So what's involved in our preparation before we go and make those requests? Once we've prepared, then it's about, well, how do we actually make the request with whatever government department is managing or facilitating that program? Okay, how do we make that request? How do we go through the assessment process so that that assessment process is truly representative of your current situation, so that you get assessed accurately, not only for the type of support you need, but the level, right? The quantity of support you need. Far too many people I see go through the process only to find they get under-assessed, because majority of the time they haven't communicated their needs in a way, in a language that the assessor is needing to hear, and therefore the person gets under-assessed. Okay, so that's week two. Week three, how to maximize the value from any home care support system or service that you receive. Okay, so we're going to step through what are the levels of funding that are available, what types of fees and charges that you may be asked to pay. There are some of those fees and charges that actually get presented to you like they're mandatory fees and charges. I'm going to let you know what are mandatory and what are optional. So the ones that are optional, you can have the confidence to say that I don't want to pay that, or I don't have the ability to pay that, and you're going to save a lot of money by doing that. Okay. Now, the information and the guidance that we provide over this particular module, it's going to be relevant for both pensioners as well as self-funded retirees, or if you're a partially self-funded retiree as well. We're going to cover it all, right? So this is value for everybody here. Then in week 4, we're going to focus on the home care assessment, right? Now, we leave this to week 4 purely because up in the beginning, week 1 and week 2, that's when we are actually starting the process. It takes a few weeks for the government to process your inquiry. But by week 4, you've kind of gone through the government process and your assessment will be coming up. So this is where we really, really narrow down and make sure you are very well equipped and confident for your upcoming assessment, so that when you come out of that assessment, you've put your best foot forward, you've clearly articulated your needs in a language that the assessor needs to hear, and that the outcome of that assessment is going to be truly representative of what your needs are, and therefore you're going to have a great experience. Okay, there's no point in going through this whole process, which is quite challenging if you're doing it by yourself, to finally make it to assessment day and then bomb out on it because you haven't communicated in the right way. It's a long process, so you want to make sure you get it right. Okay, we're going to hold your hand and step you through this whole journey week by week by week, all the way through. Okay. Week 5. Week 5 is all about understanding what you've been approved for. So we're gonna break it down in terms of what are the common things people get approved for, what are the letters and correspondence you get back from the various government departments that highlight and help you understand what those letters mean and what those approvals mean, and then also how to actually use those approvals. What's the next step that you need to take with those approvals. This can be a really, really confusing time. If anybody's ever received a letter that's either from My Aged Care or the Department of Veteran Affairs or any other government scheme that's providing community support services, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, where it's very confusing. We're going to take all the mystery out of that so that you're going to feel confident on knowing what to do next. The other key aspect as well is a lot of the time people get these letters back and they're sort of baffled as to why they were only approved for that level of support, or they forgot about this particular need that I had. We're going to cover that, what you can do about that to rectify that situation instead of just suffering in silence with it. Okay, so that's all about week 5. Week 6 is really about how to manage waiting lists, what to do. Do you just sort of sit back and wait till your number comes up? Because quite often it can be many, many months until the actual level of support that you're hoping for comes through. What do you do in the meantime? How do you handle that? And if you've been given sort of like an interim type of support while you wait for your higher level of support to come through, well, a lot of the time people get knocked back from that. They actually have trouble finding an organization that can deliver that interim support. We're going to solve that problem for you as well and let you know exactly what your options are and how to go about solving that problem in the most effective and impactful way. All right? We'll also, again, retouch on that point, what to do if you need more help. Because as I mentioned, the waiting list, even after getting approved, can be many, many months, sometimes even years. And chances are, like most people who are living with some sort of health challenge, people's needs progress over time. Sometimes they get better, but quite often they can deteriorate. So when you had your assessment many, many months prior, you might find that down the track, your needs are now higher than what they were at the time of the assessment. So what do you do in that regard? How do you get approved for additional support? We're going to cover all of that, all right, and make you feel really, really empowered to take control and don't be reliant on other people to navigate this process for you, right? If you know what to do and you've got a support network around you, getting it done yourself, putting yourself in the driver's seat is going to get you not only the best experience, but the best quality at the best value as well, okay? So in order to deliver this 6-week program that we're doing, we're going to be doing it in a few different ways. First of all, we've put together a dedicated village local community hub where we'll be able to bring people on board. Those who get involved in this program are going to be all accessible in this community hub so that you can post questions to myself and my team about specifically your situation. We're going to be following up with those questions. We're going to be having one-on-one conversations. We're going to be having group conversations. You'll be able to connect with each other to maybe share experiences if you've crossed that journey before, or you know a friend and they had an experience. You might want to share that experience and also answer people's questions as well. So we're really creating a community here, a community of older Australians across the country looking out for each other to be able to live the life that you want to live, right? In conjunction with that community hub and the educational program, week by week educational program, we're going to be hosting 2 1-hour weekly coaching calls where we can get online, either over the phone. There'll be a phone number where you can dial in, but if you're comfortable with video, a lot of us these days are comfortable using things like Zoom and video conferencing. Well, we'll also be having a video link where you can click that link. It's really, really simple. You just click the link and it automatically opens up and you can join the conversation. We'll be padding that out with also one-on-one support for those that need a little bit more guidance about a specific challenge that they're having as well. Right? Now, this whole CarePath program, we're only providing it for 20 people coming through this cohort, okay? There are thousands and thousands of people who are avid Village Local followers and readers who will be sort of seeing this and liking what it's saying. But this is going to be the first initiative that we do like this. So we're going to be only taking 20 people through this cohort. So if it's something that you feel would be really, really useful for you, then I highly encourage you to think about getting involved in this, okay? You might be thinking, well, what's the cost associated with this? The cost of getting involved in this program, this 6-week program, is $350 plus GST, okay? Now, you might be thinking, well, that's a lot of money for you to be able to afford it, and I get that, which is why all our material is free. Educational material is free. It's something that we've always put out there. This is specifically for people who want ongoing human coaching through this process as well. For those that can't afford that $350, ask yourself, is this I'm wondering about the value that I'm going to get for it, or is it you genuinely can't afford it, okay? And both are relevant. For those people who are wondering, am I going to get value out of this $350? Let me put it this way. The amount of people that we see go through the aged care journey, the home care journey in particular, and are not getting the types of support that they need, and are suffering in silence, and as a result are forced to pay out of their own pocket. Now, these are pensioners that are forced to pay out of their own pocket for things like gardening, or getting something in the home fixed, or purchasing a product that they're buying it not out of a luxury but because they need it. They need it to stay well. People spend thousands of dollars on this sort of stuff, and they didn't need to. This stuff, you can get access to it for free, or at least at a heavily subsidized price, okay? The CarePath program is going to show you how to do that, right? There are so many people, thousands of people that we've helped out over the years that have saved themselves thousands and thousands of dollars just by having one conversation with us. We know that the work that we do is really, really high value for people, right? That $350 we're charging, if you didn't see value in that, then just write to us and we're going to give you your money back, because we're not here to take money off people that could otherwise be used in another way to better their day-to-day situation. Every single day, I have people writing in, thanking us for the impact that we've had in their life. Put a few of these up there. This one's from Carolyn Cannings in Pennant Hills in New South Wales. Understanding what's available for aged care is not easy. As a newly retired person, I found that all the information is very confusing. Then I found Village Local. At first, I felt embarrassed to ask a question about a service I was looking for. However, my question was answered immediately with kindness and concern for my situation. I recommend those lovely people to anyone looking for assistance. I know I'll be turning to them whenever I have a question from now on. Another one, navigating the aged care system is hard, and I'm ever so grateful that the Village Local team is able to help older Australians navigate the complexities of it all. I think it's simply wonderful. The Village Local experts are very passionate and knowledgeable regarding aged care, and I'm so pleased I contacted them. My care planner explained things in a simple manner, gave me guidelines and information that will assist me in gaining a better outcome for my needs now and into the future. That was from their little lad in Sunshine Coast. Go through another one. Received so much helpful information from the Village Local team. Up until this point, I've been floundering and struggling with trying to navigate through the aged care experience, trying to access much needed help. Without their assistance, I would have given up. I can't thank them enough. Anyone who feels they also need support, as we did, contact Village Local. They'll help take the stress out of what is a very stressful time for us older Australians. That was from Mary in Wodonga. The other aspect of it as well, for those who genuinely can't afford it, they just don't have the money. At Village Local, we're a social enterprise. We've got a policy known as the buy one, give some policy. So what that means is the people that are making this investment in their own well-being, another great thing for you to know is that all the profits are actually going into funding the delivery of the program to those who are most financially and socially vulnerable. In other words, we're going to be creating another list of people that genuinely cannot afford this and are suffering in silence and have fallen through the cracks of the aged care and home care and healthcare system. And those people, we're going to grant them free access to this program, those vulnerable people. So I hope that appeals to everybody's situation. So how do you join the program? Well, the way you join is on this screen where you're watching this video. There'll either be a button down below, just below the video, or to the right-hand side of where you're watching, where you can apply to join the program. So what it is, you're going to click that button, okay? And you're going to go through the application process to be part of the first 20 people that go through this. We're only doing it for 20 people. So go through the application. It is limited. Go through the application. To submit the application, there is actually an application fee to submit, okay? The application fee is $35, all right? It's 10% of the cost of the whole program. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we put that $35 application fee. First reason is because there are thousands of people that are going to be watching this video, thousands of people across the country. And if everybody just applied, well, then we'd probably have a lot of work on our hands to go through all those applications to select 20. So we're looking for people that actually genuinely want to be part of the program, okay? So pay the $35 to apply. Now, if you're not selected as one of the 20 for the program, you'll get your money back, right? We're going to reimburse you straight away, all right? And you will find out within 2 or 3 days whether your application was successful, okay? So that's how we work there. Again, we're only taking 20 people through this program. The program's going to start on the 29th of August. So that's 2 weeks from now, a bit over 2 weeks from now, where we'll take those 20 people through this 6-week program that is going to be absolutely life-changing for those people. So this is the CarePath program. I hope you're all really excited about it. If you've got any questions whatsoever, then you can send us an email at info@villagelocal.com.au. But other than that, I wish you well. I hope you're all staying well. I hope you're enjoying the educational material we put out there. And if you've got any questions, please reach out. Speak soon. Bye.